What's up, bro?
Why
How you doing,
you
man? I'm laughing because like, what did you? I mean, did you watch the intro? Did it sink in?
You know what, brother? I had a goddamn stroke 2 months ago. My brain does not work the way a normal person's brain works. Right? It
Okay,
hasn't
you know
even
what?
worked
Now you're
normally before
making me
that.
feel bad. Now you're making me feel bad. You're playing the stroke card. You're making me out like crap. So, hey, Kyber Cave and Saber Rattle family, what's happening?
What's
Got
up,
your
Saber?
host.
What's up, Raph?
Yeah, what's up, guys? How's it
Yeah,
going?
and Steven. I'm wondering if that's Steve. I wonder if that's this Arc Lady again. We got Steven Limit Hours or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't tell what that tag is. But it looks like Steven.
Jay Knock.
Yep, we got J Knock in the house. Yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. Got your host, Arc, it's your boy Uppercuts. We're in the house. Man, what do we got something special tonight, I mean,
We did. So this guest that we have on tonight was supposed to be on a few weeks ago, and I guess there was a misunderstanding about the timing stuff because he was actually on the set of a movie.
he was on location.
Filming,
He was on location in India. Like
right?
yeah.
He was on location in India
So
filming
the
a movie.
time
So
crazy, yeah. And I think he was actually having to be on set when we needed to actually do filming. I think it was like 7 a.m. their time, which was 7 p.m. like 7 p.m. your time was 7 a.m. the next day in India time. So like it was I think he was actually on set on the call list, and so we weren't able to get him. He actually had to end up working, so we couldn't get him on. So
I think that was the night that we got Shanae last minute, right?
yes, that was the night that we got Sinead last minute. I think so. Yes, that was the night we got Sinead last minute. So we got him back.
So I just want to give you guys a shout out or a quick warning now at the top of the show. Tonight's show is going to be longer than most shows. He asked us how much time he had, if he could go on his rants. For those of you that we appreciate our friends on every side of every spectrum. So if you happen to be a red hat carrying person, tonight might be a show that you want to tune out because he is no fan of Donald Trump. I can tell you that. We will not project our own opinions, but as far as our guest, you may hear something. If you were a MAGA person, you may hear some things you may not like tonight.
I'm not even gonna say you may hear stuff you may not like. You're more than likely gonna hear stuff that you don't like. So may not be a MAGA friendly show.
Also, usually the show we try to keep it very, very kid friendly. But tonight we're gonna change those rules just a little bit. So if you do have youngsters in the room, if you don't want them hearing about crazy language or whatever, I don't know what could come out of this gentleman's mouth. That's always the fun of having him on.
I got a bit of a preface from this guy, and he said that he was going a mile a minute, and he said a few things that I just to be on the safe side. Like I said, if you got young ones, stick some cotton balls in their ears or something, or put some headphones on, earmuffs. I don't know what you want to do.
Tune them into a different SR episode because this one's not it.
This one's definitely not it.
Go back to the Dora the Explorer episode. Have them watch that one.
Exactly. Because like I said, if for anybody that's watching this episode not live, they're watching it after the fact, we just want to warn you, parental discretion is a must. Not even advised. It's a must. You have to have if you don't want your kids,
What's up, Steve Boo? I appreciate everybody that's coming online. Do not forget, please share these episodes. Subscribe on every YouTube channel you get, and don't forget to hit the notifications. We are still not now. I've only done one convention. Typically, we see our numbers go up faster when I have more conventions. But we still haven't hit our next goal, which gives away a free NeoPixel lightsaber, and will probably be the last NeoPixel for quite some time. So make sure to subscribe, get all your friends tuned in. Hey, Duran. get all of your friends tuned in so that we get to that number. And we'll still be giving away prizes every 100 subscribers. It just won't be a lightsaber every 100 subscribers because that's getting very expensive.
Especially, like I said, I still haven't even gotten a NeoPixel lightsaber yet. So, I mean, you know.
Dude, I owned the store for 4 years before I had my first NeoPixel. You know what it's like having like just a little sense of it? I felt like I owned a Ferrari dealership but drove around in a Corolla.
I mean, that sounds about right.
So this weekend, if you are free, we are going to be at Brew the Con in Visalia, California. That's about 3.5 hours south of where we're at right now. That is going to be another Pete Salazar jam. It's going to be a convention at a brewery. What more could you ask for?
That's awesome. And honestly, just for those who don't know, where'd you say you're going to be at? You're going to be in
Visalia, California. Visalia. It's called Brew the Con.
So Visalia is kind of close to Magic Mountain, similar to it's close-ish to Magic Mountain. So so yeah, that gives you guys any indication on where that's at. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's where everything's at, and where Visalia is at. Well, yeah, brew the con. It sounds like we talked about that a couple shows ago, so it sounds like that's going to be awesome, man. So
yes, that should be a lot of fun. That one is going to be. I'm excited about that one because it's going to be in conjunction with like a soccer tournament that's happening. So there should be a lot of families there. He was limited to only 20 vendors that he was allowed to take, and we were one of his choices on preferred vendors that he wanted to take. So everybody loves a lightsaber.
Everybody, trust me. No, dude. Sounds like it's gonna be fun, man. I wish I could join you. Like, seriously.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping. Man, I hate to say plans for things because but I really want to make it a goal this summer to figure out how to get you and I together for at least 3 weeks, and do a little mini documentary or something about travels.
Or at least if we do like a slight documentary / like on location freaking show.
Yeah, we got to take Jomar with us too, dude, because Jomar is like
I would love to Jomar, and then, like I said, if we could do something and get on the road and just do a show, like do a month where we do the show on the road, that'd be freaking awesome.
Hitting up these little cities, doing lightsaber battles with people we don't know, beating up other people's children.
Well, I love it. I mean, I would have to get a lightsaber in order to do that. So I don't know how that.
You are no Jedi, dude. You're. I don't know what you think. I'm a Toydarian over here. All right.
Oh. Wow. Well, dude. I was thinking, should I like roll into the flow artist real quick? Did you want to do that real quick?
Let's do that.
We can rock that real quick, and then maybe we can come back and talk about some news. I don't know.
Okay, so I want to preface something really quickly with our flow artist tonight. I think it's Flow Warrior tonight, right?
Yeah, Flow Warrior. Flow Warrior
is someone I didn't make the connection at first until I saw the video earlier, but his actual name is Daniel Musashi, I think. Musabi, something very similar. Daniel Musashi, but we had him on the show a few years ago, and actually I should see if I can get him back on the show again. This man is a master flow artist. He's probably one of the, I would say, top 5 in the world. So when you watch this flow, I'm not sure which one we have of him, but he does he'll do flow with like the old Chinese fans, and he'll use like the rice hats, and they'll like flow with all of this, and his lightsabers flow. He is one of the originals with James Kiser.
You should actually see. Well, you will see what the flow that he's using, the prop that he's using for this week's flow. Like he actually does something that I thought was actually pretty amazing, and I was pretty. Now the song that he had on, I had to redo the music, so I hope the music goes well with the flow. But you know what? We'll just get right into it. I'm just gonna go ahead and play it. So yeah, here we go.
Okay. It took me a second to figure out what those were.
Sorry, it was so small, but I thought it was pretty amazing that he had glowing guns. That was cool. That was pretty insane. So
I can imagine that in a cosplay too. That'd be pretty dope. So this guy, man, if you get a chance, look up Flow Warrior on TikTok or on
Instagram.
On YouTube.
He's on Instagram and YouTube.
Did you see some of his other stuff, cuts, or just this?
No. I had to research him just because I started following him on TikTok and Facebook. So check out his Facebook page, check out his Instagram, his TikToks. Like, he's got some amazing stuff, dude. I've seen him. He does flow with anything and everything.
And he does a lot of times. He'll do a lot of beautiful locations too. Like, he has this whole series at the Louvre. I don't know where at the Louvre he's at, but he's got series on the beach. It's really cool.
I haven't seen the Louvre one. I would love to see the Louvre one. Like, just because that would be cool. That'd be actually pretty amazing. Dude. Like, I thought. I mean, he's definitely. I mean, James never disappoints, man. He always gets us some really good flow artists, dude. And so there's never a time where I have to worry about like him, disappointing or I don't know. Like he just seems to like find some of the greatest artists. But I hadn't heard of Flow Warrior until this week, and I like I said, I dove down that rabbit hole, and it was I was pleasantly surprised. It was cool. I dove down the Flow Warrior rabbit hole, and it was actually pretty darn cool. I was
like I said, I need to try to message him and see about getting him back on the show as
I would be very.
Let me, in fact, and for those of you that don't know right now, we're a little bit past our time. We're doing what's called professional stalling.
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was gonna keep the whole stalling thing. I was gonna
keep further a special illusion.
Yeah, dude. I had some tricks up my sleeve. I was, yeah, dude. I was going to I definitely was gonna keep stalling for a little bit longer. I guess the cat's out of the bag. So
I was trying to look at our playlist to see if I could find exactly what episode.
Sorry, that was. I apologize. That was a preview that I was going to allude to, but anywho, as we stall, did you hear? Or have you seen? I should say, have you seen? Okay, first let me rewind. So you know of the Disney show, the Star Wars show, Visions, right? Have you watched Visions? Have you watched?
Yes. Yeah, Visions 1 and 2.
Have you? So you haven't watched the third season yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But there's some continuances on 4 of the previous seasons. There's actual continuances on. There's some part 2, some actual like sequel-ish things, if you will. I'm excited. It's gotten some mixed reviews, and I haven't checked it out yet. But I've gone online and I've seen like some people are okay with it. Some people are, because none of it's canon. So like a lot of people tend to get a little like bent out of shape by some of the artist interpretations. But personally, dude, it's all about Star Wars is like it's everybody's, man. Like we're all allowed to freaking internalize it and project it out there to the world as we see it or the way it affects us. So like in anybody's vision or version of how they take in Star Wars, I'm all for it, man. Like, I mean, I don't. It doesn't. It may, some of them may appeal to me more than the others, but like for the most part, dude, if you've got some great animation and it looks cool, and you're not doing anything like crazily, like you're not bringing in Transformers into the universe, then I'm okay with it. Like, I don't even think I'd be opposed to that. Like,
I was tripping out on the episode they had where it was the production team from Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, yeah.
That was definitely not expected for Star Wars.
Not at all. Oh,
Oh, our guest is here, but it's sideways for some reason.
some reason he's sideways on the stand. He says to give him a second.
All right, he's gonna figure it out. Our guest has arrived backstage. We're gonna give him a second to get organized.
Yes, we are.
But yeah, there's a lot going on with Star Wars. They announced that Kylo Ren or the Kylo, I guess they're not going to go ahead with it.
Yeah, they're not going ahead with it. Like I mean that legitimately had was right up until like the end of October where they had scrapped it. There was still news saying that they were still excited about it. So it was there was news talking about they were excited about it. So it was kind of crazy to see that. Like I didn't know who to believe. I didn't know if it was a rumor or if it was true, and I finally found out that it's true. They're not gonna. They scrapped it. But in lighter news, they just wrapped up. They just pretty much recently wrapped up season 2 of Ahsoka, and I heard that's supposed to be pretty bang up. I don't know if have you seen the trailer for Mandalorian? I mean, I'm sorry, yeah, Mandalorian and Grogu.
I have seen the trailer.
What do you think? We'll you know what? We'll save it. We'll save it.
So Jeff, it looks like he's still getting organized there. We'll take another minute or two to let our guest get ready there because he's still sideways. I like Mandalorian and Grogu. The episode, season 3 had me a little bit hurt. I felt like there wasn't a lot not as much effort put into season 3 as was put into season 1 and 2, especially with how season 2 ended. That gave every Star Wars fan their dream of seeing Luke in his prime.
Yeah,
and then to come into a season 3 that was just felt like they just didn't give a crap. That's just how I felt about it.
You felt like this should have been. You felt
like this episode or the Mandalorian and Grogu is supposed to tie in Ahsoka. It's supposed to tie in Obi-Wan. It's supposed to tie in a lot of the other Disney series. But from what I'm hearing, it feels like just like 3 episodes crammed together instead of its own standalone movie. And by the way, didn't we already rescue Stinky? Isn't that the plot of this one? Wasn't that the first Clone Wars movie? Was rescuing the little fat little hut?
Yeah, but I mean, I mean, okay, so yes, like we did, but maybe he I mean, he is a hut, so who knows how many times he's been kidnapped? Like, I mean, like, come on.
And he's like a buff hut now too. Like he's like all buffed out and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I saw him. He's buffed out. He looks like he was fighting in some like arena or something like that. Like he like I don't know.
Look, I know George Lucas says he likes his stories to sound like a poem so that they rhyme, but don't give me the same exact story every time. Didn't J.J. Abrams already prove that we're not going down that route? Don't give me the same exact movie and just change up the characters. Give me a new movie.
I mean, just because it's got a character in it that we've seen before doesn't necessarily mean
I got kidnapped.
Okay. But that could be a subplot. I don't know. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna.
Are you excited?
I mean, I'm excited, but I've always liked freaking Pedro Pascal, and I thought he was. I think he's great, and I want to give him and George and Jon Favreau a chance, like really badly.
Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like artists should be seen separately from their work or in conjunction with their work?
I mean, I feel like their work is definitely reflective of in the types of roles that they take. I think can be reflective of somewhat or indicative of some of their personality. But should they be judged on the roles they take? No, not necessarily. I mean,
no, I mean more like this. Like let's say R. Kelly. Does R. Kelly's personality, what he does in his personal life, affect your love of Believing to Fly?
Okay, now that song, a great song, and that song will always be a great song. And the album 12 Play will always be a great album. Do I think I wasn't a big fan of his other works, even pre.
I'm talking about him being a pedophile, bro.
I get that. I was alluding to that. I like when he came out, I was already turned off with with some of his music, even before he, did what he did. So that's kind of it's neither here nor there. Like I wasn't a fan of his later works, even before I found out, or even before he was convicted of doing what he did to.
Well, my bigger thing with that, or bigger thought, we're waiting for Geoffrey to get himself turned sideways there. You're
He just got it. We're gonna just have to put him
be a fun one.
This is gonna be fun. All right. So
all right, but wait, hold on. My bigger point or picture with that was Pedro Pascal has, there have been talks in Hollywood where he's he's not people's favorite right now. He's a bit of a creeper. Because I guess he gets a little bit handsy on but it's not, he says it's not sexual, it's out of like nervous tension, anxiety.
But the thing is like the handsiness has never been complained by the people that he's gotten handsy with. These are people observing something. The people that know Pedro Pascal say that that's just how affectionate, and he's a loving person, and that's how he is. Like no one that he's been handsy, quote unquote, with has complained about him being handsy, because they know that that's just his personality. No one, it's the people looking on the outside that have been complaining or thinking that it's gross or thinking that it's weird or whatnot. And to me, when you think it's weird and nobody else is thinking it's weird, you're the one making it weird. Like
that's true.
In my opinion, like I said, no one has come to, none of his co-stars have ever come and come forth with like any kind of like sexual harassment or felt weird about the way he's very affectionate. He's just an affectionate kind of person. I think we're good.
All right. So while we got him leveled there, we're going to let's. Do you want to do an intro? Should I do an intro, or what do you?
I've got an intro for him. If you want to give a special intro before I run the intro, you can give the special intro before I run the intro.
That's how easy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am excited about tonight. Tonight is a Saber Rattle favorite guest here. He's been on the show 2 times Maine before, and then 1 time really quickly advocating for a cause. But at any rate, he is a regular on the show and a beloved favorite. Like I said, this segment is going to be longer than normal. So, watch it now, watch it later, or watch it all together. This is going to be a fun one as always. My man, you first saw it. Oh, he's been in a lot of movies. If you check his IMDb, including Scorpion King 3, Train to Busan 2,
The Mechanic Resurrection,
and of course, Squid Game. He is one of the only actors, if not the only actor, that has been nominated for having the God damn it! Of course, he went off again. For having the #1 TV show and the #1 movie in the world at the same time. I can't remember the name of the movie, but they were both on Netflix while Squid Game was running. So the Squid Game was considered a TV show, but the other one was considered a movie. So both of them were #1 at the same time, and he's one of the few actors that has ever done that at the same time. Gotta love technology.
Gotta love it. But we are excited to have this gentleman. He's an exciting person. He's done some exciting things, and he's had a very 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 lustrous career, if you will. I'm excited to have him on, and I'm excited to hear what he's got to say. Like I'm definitely excited and ready to go. So without further ado, here we go. Geoffrey Giuliano. Oh, yes. I think I was worried I murdered his name.
Not an A, definitely not an A, not Giuliano. Giuliano.
Get
it right.
I said it right. I did say it right. Here we go.
Oh, well, there he is. Hello,
Hi.
hello.
Yeah, hi.
How are you doing?
Well, I mean, my son's in Hong Kong, and I don't know how to set up the goddamn tripod. I got it propped up on some records.
Hey, man, sometimes that's it. You got to do what you got to do. It works
Well,
out
yeah,
perfectly.
especially when you're live. Yeah, okay. So, hi.
It's good to see you again, my friend. The last time we tried to have you on, you were actually filming a movie.
Which one?
See, exactly. That's how busy you are. You were supposed to be on about 3 weeks ago, and I think you were in India. You were on set for
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do a lot of movies in India. Lots.
wow. Did you do a lot of flying back and forth between Thailand and India then?
Yeah, yeah. I do. That's exactly what I do.
Nice,
I mean, I'm
nice.
not going to hang around. I'm not going to. There's no reason to hang around in India. My studio's here. My audiobooks are here. I have a new movie out about 3 days ago called Gladiator Underground, which you can find on
Excellent.
Apple TV or any place where video on demand is sold. I bought it on Apple TV.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So
Gladiator Underground. Hey, Uppercut.
Gladiator Underground. I mean, you know about that. That's just out 2 days ago.
Yes, sir. Do we have a graphic for that one, Uppercuts? I'm looking through our
What?
media assets. For
Oh yeah,
Gladiator
We
Underground?
we don't have a graphic, but I do have a clip.
Oh,
it's
do you
in a
mind if
clip.
we show?
Don't listen. Don't play the trailer. I'm not in the trailer. If you're gonna play
Okay.
a clip, got to have me in it.
Okay. Well, I won't play the trailer then. I won't do that then because I
Yeah,
don't.
don't play. It's a nice movie with some people that I like to work with. So yeah,
Right.
I'm starting a new mafia movie called The Wages of Sin with my daughter
Oh, wow.
Avalon, producer.
Wow.
Uh,
Yeah.
here in Thailand,
Mhm.
we're just in pre-production on that.
Excellent, excellent. For those of
I, and,
you
I,
who,
and, I, and I continue to go back and forth to India. But, other than the Mafia movie, which I wrote, I'm not really very interested in these movies. They're all not very good.
yeah,
I'm good, but the movies themselves aren't very good. The writing is, I don't know if maybe they use AI. I don't know.
right.
Squid Game was a terrible experience. I
Oh,
can say
wow.
it now. I don't give a shit. I was treated I was treated badly when I was there,
Oh, wow.
in every respect. Starting with the fact that they didn't know what a vegetarian was, so they would bring me things like donuts and orange juice from 7-Eleven,
Oy.
and the fact that uh, the script was just awful, and everybody knows it was awful. And I
Right,
had, I've never made a 69 joke in my life, but I made 3 in the course of about 7 minutes there. Now
right,
that's from the director. I said to the director, "Excuse me, can I, fix this up?" No, not one
right,
word. Okay, so I was hired to do that. I did it. Um, but then the fallout came later when people started saying that I was a bad actor. And the other guys, I
right.
don't know those other guys. Those other VIPs were nothing to me. It's not like the Beatles. You say the VIPs, it's a rock band. This was just like some guys, local hire. I was not a local hire. I was picked out from over 4,000 actors and flown in to do the part for a great deal more money than those other guys who got, I think, like $100 or $200 a day. I got thousands. So I don't like the people say the VIPs because there's no VIPs. There was me who was brought in as a principal cast actor to play my
Right.
role, and some other local hire guys that are just off the street with very little or no training. I know you like Michael. I like Michael. He has a bit more training than the others, but next to me, no. So
Right.
they brought me in, treated me not well. Um, what else did they? Well, the main thing was that, yeah, the director, when he got some flack about the contrast apparently culturally between the what do you call it, Korean people and the
Mhm.
foreigners, was jarring to some, I would suspect, Asian viewers more than
Right.
anyone else. And uh, then they started, that morphed into the VIPs, and that I was a bad actor. Okay, well, I know I'm not a bad actor. And they got a big pair of scissors over there at Netflix. Great big pair. Huge. If something they don't like, they cut it out. They didn't cut out one word of anything I did because there was nothing wrong with it. And as much as I did what I was told to do. But if the script is stupid, then what do you expect? Anything, if I'm forced to perform it exactly as it's written, well, it's just going to be dumb. But the performance is fine. The script is terrible. And then just hold on. And then when this guy got into some shit about it, people started saying things about it, mentioned him. He said, "Oh, next time I'll get professional actors." What are you talking about?
Wow.
You got 3 or 4 guys off the street, and you flew me in and paid me a lot of money, enough to buy a house, which I'm in now. And so that was not good. And then he got caught again. He got caught again in season 3. He brought back the VIPs, and I'll tell you a story about that. I was supposed to be brought back for 3. The last minute, they changed their mind. Perhaps it was because I did an audiobook on my experiences as VIP number 4. And maybe I said something vaguely critical, but I was careful in those days. Not so much now because I don't care. But on 3, they also said the VIPs were terrible. Yeah, one was his lawyer. And look at the Internet Movie Database of the other 3 actors involved, the woman, everybody. They got nothing behind them. Why don't you take a look at mine? 55 movies directed, and that's just as an actor. Many. So again, the script was terrible. But this time, he fulfilled his own prophecy by bringing in shitty actors. Not actors, just people off the street. Lawyer, people whose internet database. The first thing we do in Hollywood is we look at somebody's Internet Movie Database profile. And if there's nothing there, then we don't hire them. And if there's something there, we go, oh, okay, this guy's got a lot under his belt. He's done a great deal. So let's talk to him. So he did it again. And then he said, well, again, couldn't get professional actors. What do you mean you couldn't get professional actors? You got all the money in the fucking world? Put your hand in your goddamn pocket. But here's the thing I've noticed in Asia. A lot of times they don't know what good acting is. They may know within their genre. Now, my opinion on Squid Game overall is the whole thing was fucking stupid, retarded, sophomoric, juvenile, unworthy. But everybody had COVID and they had to stay at home. So they had fuck all to do except watch this goofy, exaggerated, cartoonish, moronic piece of shit called Squid Game ×3. I mean, do I regret being in it? I do not, because the principal cast of which I was. Go ahead.
Help me out with this. I can't remember the name of the movie, but I brought up a statistic. I think you were one of the only movie stars to be in the #1 movie and the #1 TV show at the same time, right? What was the name of that movie that was on Netflix at the same time?
It was with Woody Harrelson. Kate,
that's it. It was a woman's name.
Kate. Yeah. So anyway,
so I think you're one of the only actors that has that distinction of being in both the #1 movie and the #1 TV show.
It doesn't matter to me. I mean, work matters to me, and being able to do what I do. But listen, this guy, he hung himself because he did it again. He did it. I mean, do you think that what do you guys think about the VIPs in season 3? You think they were really interesting? What do you think?
Honestly, I haven't even made it to season 3. I made it to season 2.
Okay, so that tells you everything you need to know. That tells you everything you need to know. So I did see it. And season 3 was just some guys off the street. But this is the thing. That's what I was talking about before. In Asia, they don't know what good acting is. And I'll give you an example. I was doing an audition once, and it said an oil man from Houston. And I was talking like, yes, ma'am, I suppose we should. It'd be a good idea. She said, why are you talking like that? The Thai woman. I said, because the guy's from Houston. He's an oil man. That's why I'm talking like that. She had no idea what Houston was. And so there's such a cultural divide that there is some difficulty in making movies in Asia. If you're a Westerner, it's better in India. The money's better. It's just better. And I mean, everybody who loves Squid Game, God bless them. But to hang on to that And to keep going on and on and on about it is certainly not something that I want to do.
Right.
But I suppose if people have empty lives, or I don't know, they feel unfulfilled in some way, they can just keep watching this thing over and over and over. I didn't think any of it was worth a shit. And I didn't
Wow.
think any of the actors was very good. I was okay. I was fine. I did what I had to. I'm talking about the Korean actors. This guy that's supposed to be the big star. But then there's another guy. I don't know who he is. He's a real handsome guy. There's a second guy that's quite handsome and he speaks English. That guy's good. But the main guy, the main guy, no, it didn't work. But listen, to be fair to them, they have such a strange idea of acting, which is exaggerated, cartoonish, over the top, that's about that's the heftiest thing that they can come up with. So that's what I have to say about Squid Game. I'm glad I did it. And the reason I'm glad I did it is, as principal cast, I was one of those nominated for an Emmy Award, not personally, but as
Right.
best Asian drama or something. And I used that. I'm able to do that by contract. I was at the very bottom of the principal cast.
Right.
And so I
But
was
you're still
legitimately
principal cast.
nominated for it. And I use it all the time. So that's what the benefit of Squid Game was to me, and a house.
Right. Wow. I mean, you would think with such a big, phenomenal movie that it would add more different waves that affected you and got you more.
Yeah,
more
it would have done wonders if that fucking guy would have kept his mouth shut and stopped talking about what terrible actors the VIPs were. First of all,
Right.
I don't know those guys. What do you mean VIPs? We're not a rock group. It's just a bunch
Right.
of different actors. So don't lump me in with guys. If you want to pay $100 for somebody off the street, don't lump me in with those guys. In fact,
Right. I felt it had less to do with the acting than the writing. You can only act to what is written on the page. So.
I asked them if I could change it. They said, no, you got to do it this way. So I did it, and it's all stupid. And there was a terrible tragedy in Squid Game, in that Daniel Kennedy, a good friend of mine, or a friend of mine, is now in prison in Korea because I guess sudden burst of fame. It's a direct result of Squid Game, and I've never told anyone this. Exclusive. I'm not looking for an exclusive, but I just want to tell you that the pain and misery that Squid Game caused many in the cast. So Daniel, I guess, had problems for a while with his own psychological being, and the sudden burst of fame and all the things that came with that doesn't bother me, but it upset him to the point that he had apparently sent for some LSD from America to do some microdosing to try to calm him down a little bit, and I guess it was found by customs, and he got 5 years. I think he's in prison right now.
Ooh.
So that's a direct
and
result
that's in Thailand, correct?
No, Thailand has nothing to do with Squid Game. It's a Korean production.
Oh, Korea. I'm sorry.
He's in Seoul, South Korea.
Bad.
He's in prison in Seoul, and he's a lovely, lovely guy. And
Wow.
they're so uptight there. It's a nation of robots, that nobody could have. Good Lord, that anyone should ever microdose LSD. I'm not into all that. I don't think it's a good idea, but for some people it may be helpful. Especially people that can't afford psychiatric treatment. It's self-medication.
Right.
But that's Daniel sitting in the cooler right now, and will be for the next 5 years.
Wow. I did not even know about that. Yeah, Daniel was one of the VIP. I don't remember which number he was, but Daniel was one of the other.
He was one who was quite a good actor. He said, no. Like when I went away with the gay guy, with the other guy, to have gay sex in the other room, he said, no. He said, so what was the line? He said, oh no, you'll be just fine, or you go right ahead. That guy. Right. He was the one that wasn't Michael. There were three VIP main guys, me, and then Michael, and then Daniel. Michael's moved on to a successful career. Daniel has not.
Right. Man, poor Daniel. So in the 5 years since Squid Game, what have you how many projects have you worked on since then?
15 or something like that.
Wow. That's incredible. It must be hard to keep track of like all the different projects.
I don't. I can't. I don't know. I know Gladiator Underground because I just did it.
Right.
But I don't think about myself. I don't think about my movies. I have right now I'm doing a audiobook of A Christmas Carol where I play Ebenezer Scrooge, and it's a
Right.
whole cast recording with all the actors, and they're in and out of the studio. I'm in the studio right now, so I'm doing that project. I mean, I always have a project to do. Plus, I'm republishing some of my old Beatle books as books.
Right.
So
For those of you
if I'm-
that may not remember our past interviews, Geoffrey was first known as a writer before being an actor, and has quite a prolific career covering the Beatles, as well as other artists as well. So
Yeah.
you have a lot of audiobooks, a lot of regular written chapter books, movies. You have quite a career.
I wrote 35 books, and we have over about 1,600 audiobooks that I've produced and narrated. And these would be classics like 1984, Brave New World, Animal Farm. It's not garbage. It's all good stuff. One of the things one of the great things about opening your own company is you don't have to do crap. I've done almost, I would say, of the 51 or 2 movies that I've made, they were all just terrible. They're just awful. And I don't even know why they make them. I suppose to make some money, but there's so much content in the world now. I can't even believe that people will slow down enough to even watch a movie.
Right.
My newest movie, Gladiator Underground, was made by really, really nice and respectful people. They did a good job. It's a fight movie. I'm not a fan of fight movies. I'm not a fan of fight movies. I'm indifferent. I don't care. Wouldn't be the kind of movie that I would make. Wouldn't be the kind of movie I would prefer. Just on personal taste. But I played the main bad guy, and it was a good role for me, a good chance for me. So I was happy to do it at a greatly reduced rate, I might add.
Yeah, it's getting harder to get work out there. Are you now? Let me ask you a question. That's very interesting. Because I know Uppercuts and I have had discussions about like movies nowadays and how things are just nothing seems original. Everything just seems to be a remake or a reshoot. Or in for you as a director, what does it take to make a movie that really stands apart from all this garbage that's out there?
Money. They won't give you the money unless you make their garbage. And the people that are making the decisions usually are lawyers and accountants. It's
Right.
fucked. It's over. It's over. There's no gonna. It's not gonna. It's not. There's not going to be any more Godfathers. It's just the actors don't. We don't have any control. We're like prostitutes. Somebody has to come and say, "Well, do this for how much?" Okay, and if you do this, we'll give you this much. And it's just a kind of debasing. And I couldn't take it. But I have my own very successful audiobook company where I do whatever the hell I want, and it goes
Right.
global. It goes global. So I don't really need to put up with that. Plus, at my age, I don't have to worry about my future because I don't have one. I don't really care about.
It's kind of a bleak way of looking at it.
Huh?
But I said that's kind of a bleak way of looking at it.
Is it untrue? Do I have a future? I'm 72. How much future do I have? What I do have is the moment.
Right.
And the moment encapsulates forever. By the way,
right.
Who knows how long you have or any of us have, okay? Children
Right.
die. So while I'm 72 and statistically it doesn't look great, I have learned the art over the years of mastering the moment. And within that moment is forever. That's a fact. And so I'm not I don't, but I understand the realities of the situation, but I'm not excited or bothered by it either way.
Right. You know what you do have that I think is kind of cool is I can mention her name because she's been on, but you have a lovely daughter named Avalon, who I've had the pleasure of meeting here in the States. And you had mentioned earlier that she is going to be directing a project that you guys are working on.
She's going to be producing my new movie.
Oh, but she's producing. Okay.
Yeah. The lady who directed Gladiator Underground, named Chaya, a Thai lady, she'll be directing it.
Oh wow, okay. And you also have more children. I don't want to necessarily mention the name of your other child, but I know that child helps you out with a lot of your production and your stuff too.
Eden,
Yeah,
he turns 18. Eden turns 18 on the 28th. He owns the audiobook company. He's opening
wow.
another audiobook company on his 18th birthday when it turns 12 o'clock, so that he can get PayPal accounts and bank accounts and open companies and
Right.
stuff. So we're all ready for that. Yeah, Eden right now is in Hong Kong, just hanging out. And recently he spent 2 weeks in Japan, riding a bike around Japan. He's going to
Wow.
Switzerland. He's going to Switzerland for Christmas, and he spent a month the year before in Norway or Finland. I can't remember which one.
That's
So
amazing.
he likes to travel, and I like him to travel because travel is a great way to get educated without sitting in a fucking classroom.
I 100% agree.
Agreed.
Now, okay, so his name's out there. We talk about Eden.
Yeah, Eden.
It's got to be a good feeling to be able to work on these projects of passion with your family members.
It's not easy. Sometimes there's ridiculous arguments and things that should not happen. I end up picking up the pieces, usually financially, and it's not always good. Now, Eden's never, ever, ever given me any trouble in his life. He's like a little saint. Avalon, there's ups and downs, but
Right.
we all love each other, but that doesn't mean that we can always work together,
Right.
So we've had there's ups and downs like with anything else. It's probably harder to work with family because the familiarity is so great that you feel you can say anything, and that may be inappropriate. Things that you would not say, things that you would not say or do if you were on a set with people you did not know.
Right. That makes sense. I didn't really look at that. Is Eden helping out with this new one as well, or does he have no involvement in that one?
Eden helps me with everything, including putting on my underwear almost. That's the reason that this camera's propped up on a record is because I don't know how to use the tripod. And also I have some very expensive, we got the clip-on mics that you can use with the iPhone. I got those at like $700. They're right over there. They're all charged. I don't know how to, it's something about Bluetooth. I was 40 years old when the internet was released to the public. So I know a lot more than maybe most people my age, but I still don't know. Like I can't do these things, and I don't know how to do anything.
Believe me, I get it, bro.
Except
If it wasn't not for my directors, we wouldn't be talking right now. So do you have?
I've got all the equipment. I've got all the equipment to start an podcast.
I know,
but I haven't done it yet.
We talked. I want to say about 2 years ago.
Because everybody's doing it. That's number one. It's not original. And number two, so much of it is stupid and also harmful. And that I not necessarily want to associate myself with that with an art form that lets anybody in, anybody, from Nazis to whatever it is, particularly now Nazis, obviously. So I don't know if I even want to be associated with it. When you're 72, you have to pick what you do very, very carefully because time is not on your side, and I have to be, quite sure that I really want to do something before I do it.
You're buying yellow bananas.
I just turned down a movie today because it was just it was another stupid movie.
Right.
In 51 movies, I've made maybe 3 that were really worthy artistically. The rest were just crap that they put out to try to make some money.
Wow. That's so cool to hear you say that, because you always hear the opposite end, whenever you watch.
Yeah, because everybody's fucking around for a fucking job. I don't give a shit. Listen, this is what I've said from the day I started. If you need a guy like me, I'm the guy you need. I mean, you don't need to look further for a guy like me. I'm exactly the person that you need. And a lot of people in the industry know that.
Right.
I'll talk like this in a podcast and be forthcoming but I wouldn't talk this way in a movie set. And in fact, I don't
Right.
talk at all in a movie set. As Gary Oldham says, an actor needs to know his lines and come ready to work. That's it. There's no party, no
Right.
going to the
It's a
bar and
job.
drinking. There's nothing except, all right, well, thanks for that invitation, but I need to go back up to my room and study my lines. I'm not there to socialize. I'm not there to make friends, not there to make enemies. I'm simply there to do my work, the work that they pay me for.
Right. Right. So I know you had a lot on your mind. You were asking about like how much time you had. You had some things you want to talk about. What is on your mind, Mr. Jeffrey? What's got you up at night now?
Well, the government should function as to aggregate and disseminate good things for its people, the things that are necessary to live: health care, food, education, safety, housing. Otherwise, what are we paying our taxes for? So that we can build a
Here.
fucking ballroom that some lunatic thinks he needs, and by the way, rip down half of the White House by so doing. I mean, it's hard to be shocked because this idiot continually. Idiots are incapable of being anything much more than idiots. So he's kind of locked in there. But there are people that allow it, and they allow it because they're making money off it, and they want an opportunity, and they're looking for power. But life gives you everything that's involved when you're born. You don't need to artificially go out and try to enhance yourself or even the pursuit of happiness. Don't worry about that. The happiness that you deserve will find you, and unfortunately, so will the or the bad things as well. You don't need to go looking and cooking around to try to make shit happen for yourself. It will happen. It does happen.
Right.
So I know that there's no solution in any ism, in any political party, in any organization, in any meeting of the minds of fucking idiots. If idiots to get together, their manifesto will be idiotic because, as I
Right.
say, they're not capable of anything else. Government exists to serve the people. The people are not there to serve the government, unless, of course, you get a crook in there. This was a kind of well-mannered, well-intentioned idea, America, going back. And we didn't put everything in writing because we never
Right.
dreamed that we would get a Looney Tune in there like this, who would just decimate and rob the treasury. I heard, you might as well just go down to Fort Knox and load up all the gold and take it somewhere. I mean, that wouldn't. I hate to give them any ideas. So this is a critical time that we've reached in the world, and people have forgotten that the function of government is to serve the people, not the people to serve the government. And I don't want to, and we'll never be invited to a party house, a fucking ballroom.
You're
This is
not gonna go to the
2025.
new ballroom when he opens it up.
No, I don't think I'm going to get an invitation. I don't think you are. I don't think anybody
Come
is, but
on.
his buddies.
I don't think anybody's going.
But I also want to tell you that there's a loophole that they've exploited, which is you can prepare a project for demolition, prepare a project including demolition without a lot of oversight legally, but you can't
Right.
build vertically until Congress agrees. So let's see how he gets around that. The
Wow.
demolition is one thing. Okay, it's horrible. It's terrible. It shouldn't have been done. He's whatever he is, but let's see how far he can get with building vertically. He
With
doesn't have
that
the permission
said,
to do. And to do that, it takes years. They take ground samples. They look at how the rain level, the weather patterns. I mean, it's the asbestos in the building, and so many things. But he did what all unscrupulous uh, property dealers do. He just knocked it down really quick, so nobody could say anything. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Right.
But talk about saying grab him by the pussy and this and that. Okay, fuck all that. You tore down the White House, motherfucker. You tore down we're gonna let that go? I mean, but he's flooded the zone with all these misdemeanors and felonies that it's just hard to keep up. But I think we should concentrate on that one. You took a wrecking ball to the White House, you motherfucker, and now you need to be Article 25 and kicked out of that. That's not acceptable.
You better be thankful that you're in Thailand, because it's kind of what. So I don't know if you're aware, but tomorrow they were supposed to be cutting off SNAP funding for a lot of people that are on EBT.
Of course I'm aware. I'm aware of everything. That's why I said that the government is there to serve the people. That's why I emphasized food. What kind of person? Look, let me say it like this. Oh, you don't like it that we're taking away your health care? Well, fuck you. Now we're going to take away your food. How about that?
Right.
So it's just so off. I mean, I'm not going to go
being here. Okay, so you're not in the States itself. I know you're keeping on top of all the message, but it is like crazy house over here, man. Everybody feels like it's on pins and needles at all times. I have actually
when I landed at the airport in Houston, when I went to Houston recently, there was a Hispanic lady that was crying that moving the suitcase and told me that her mother won't go out of the house. She's afraid to get tackled by these goons.
Oh yeah.
And they went after trick-or-treaters the other day. I mean, come on. But yeah. It's really we've never had critical situation. Fuck the movies. We've never had a critical situation like this. This is horrible, and all reasonable and intelligent and free-thinking people should, in a lawful way, do everything they can to make this not how it is now, And thank God he's 80 something. But then I worry about who's coming next, because
Vance after
like,
that.
And then their guys are like 40 years old. So
right.
They got a whole lifetime to
Stephen Miller
I don't really understand this concept of why we need to tear everything down, but I guess they do. I guess it's to get the spoils and amass more money and power for themselves. I don't talk about this stuff too much, but I'm not really particularly afraid to talk about it. But I'm not stupid that I'm going to talk about it a lot, because they can do anything they want to anybody. Obviously, they've proven that. So that's kind of what I have to say about all that. But I think everybody knows that. It's, Geoffrey said something so totally original. Everybody knows what they're doing. We can see what they're doing. They're not fooling anybody.
Right.
But it's just kind of so much more evil than we have ever envisioned or ever had before, that it's difficult for me to comprehend and get my head around it. But that's what I have to say about all that. It's no good at all.
Yeah. Oh shoot! Did I drop out? Oops, sorry. Wait, did I drop out the picture, Lynn?
Oh, you're still in the picture.
I see you.
No. Yeah. Sorry, I did something with camera angles. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's been completely crazy, and it just seems like there's just been I don't know, just it seems like he's able to do whatever he wants. And I just kind of wonder what has happened to the laws. They supposedly, the judges stopped the benefits from not going out to save us for November 1st.
They've got billions and billions of dollars for when this happens, but he's trying to use this as leverage, obviously, to reopen the government and blame it on the Democrats. Look, I try to live in a world that out of time, meaning that through my meditation practices and through my own spiritual beliefs, which emanate from India, I understand that this material world is a temporary, and that our lives are temporary, and that as we go through them, everybody may have flickering happiness, but basically birth, death, disease, and old age will catch us all. So it's just a fleeting thing that I try very, very hard, and I don't succeed much in not thinking about all this because it's so horrible. You hate to think that children are going to die from being hungry in America. You hate to think that people are going to not be able to get medical care that they need to save their lives and their loved ones in America. You hate to think that cancer research is going to be cut off, especially for children in America. But there is that sort of antichrist energy that I guess creeps in, and we've never seen it before, and now we're kind of forced to deal with it. So I, being a guy that tries to remain neutral in reference to the material world, I'm kind of dragged in to it because it's everywhere. If you go to anything on YouTube, it's just Donald Trump. Donald Trump. This is a kid that didn't have the love and approbation and admiration of his parents or his peers when he was a kid. He turned into a bully to get attention, and he's just stayed with it his whole life. He's a completely inconsequential character, other than the fact that he was able to convince enough stupid and greedy people.
Right.
I put those people separately to elect him as president of the United States.
Lynn, what
Shame
were you
is
saying?
No, I mean everything that Geoffrey said, I agree with 100%. You know what? I know we said that we weren't going to necessarily, ever get political on this platform, but I have to just say
it's
that
not political, it's humanitarian. If you
you're
take
right.
food
No,
away from 45 million, 45 million people, and most of them, or a great deal of them, are children, and the children die, that has
you're
nothing to
right.
do with
With
politics. It's a
politics,
humanitarian issue. So
it's humanitarian. You're absolutely 100% correct, and that's the distinction that I was going to get. It's gone beyond the policy. It's gone to a humanitarian issue, and that is where, like I said, that's where I draw the line. Like the policy, the policies that are being and just the actions that are being taken by this administration are just anti-human. They go against what it is to be a human being, and that to me is just one of the most abhorrent like things, and it's something that we haven't seen in our lifetime, bro. Like you and I, Van, have lived throughout many administration, not as many as Geoffrey, but we've been through enough administrations and enough crappy administrations. The Bush era wasn't that great either, but it was nowhere near this, man. And this to me is he's really, this is an authoritarian power grab that I just have never thought. This is my first thing.
That's you could define it in that way, but basically we're trying to fill the holes, the infinite holes in an empty being who has nothing there except some kind of childish recognition within the moment that, hey, see me. If you don't see me, well, then I'll see me what I'm doing. Look at me when I do. Okay, well, I'll break a window then. He's just a petulant child, and he's empty. He has no soul. And the only thing where he can get the feeling of maybe even being alive is to fill it with evil. So it's wow.
Uppercuts. I'm thinking we need to bring Geoffrey on to KCAD for some opinions.
I honestly feel like we do. I feel like we need to bring him on as well.
I have a theory, and I'm hoping this theory allows me to have a job next week, and then I don't have FBI showing up at my doorstep. If you guys don't see from me in the next 2 or 3 days, you will know it is a direct link to what I'm about to say. I honestly think that, forget Donald Trump, all of this to me goes back to the corporation, goes back to BlackRock, it goes back to State Street. All these corporations own every single food. 90% of the poison that we have in our grocery stores is owned by 3 companies. And when I say owned, they're actually owned by their own entities, but each of these 3 companies have percentage stock enough to be able to make voting decisions. Think about this. I've been wondering about this. Uppercuts, I think you and I started talking about Disney, right? Why would a company, a multi-billion-dollar company like Disney, why would any business owner, I'm a small business owner, but I would not continually keep doing the same shitty project for 10 years if I was losing money every time and losing reputation. If Disney is getting accused of being these woke warriors that are always trying to intervene the message, then my question is, why is the message more important than the money? It's got to be coming from outside of Disney, because if Disney as a corporation was to be run as Disney.
I think we lost your audio, Van. I think we lost your audio. You might have to. I know.
Yeah,
Just
shut
when you're
up,
on a
man.
roll. Just
Gonna get us all on a fucking no-fly
just when
list.
you're on a roll. I'm gonna go ahead and bow out, bro, and fix that. Yeah. But Geoffrey, just to kind of piggyback on what Van was saying, like it definitely, you know, it gives more like a tech kind of oligarchy-ish vibe to it that again is not it's meant for the few and not for the many. It's like that's kind of the vibe, and I feel like, I mean, it's more apparent because America just got thrust into it, and I feel like this has been something that might have been, or it's not might have been, that was in the works for a long time in some
Well, it was no accident. You know, when that Charlie Kirk got murdered, we were told we can't talk about this unless we praise this guy.
Yeah, the guy was a scumbag.
You're going to tell us what we can talk about? Now you got thought police. We're back to George Orwell. If the house is on fire, don't blame me for saying, "Hey, the house is on fire." You know, I mean, we're not supposed to talk about this thing. The house is on fire. Don't mention that. No, but it's on fire. You got to mention it. You know, this is the whole world is this, and now he wants to test nuclear weapons out of what? This guy nuclear put his. Come on.
But this all goes back.
There's been so many opportunities for people to raise the 25th Amendment to the Constitution to remove him from office, but they are afraid to do so because for their personal well-being. Look what they did to that judge the other day. They firebombed her house. What about those two? Didn't get much media on this. You got a lot when Kirk got pasted. But what about when they walked up to the front door and blew away those two Democratic senators?
What about the governor, the almost kidnapping of the governor of my state, like Whitmore, nobody talks about those things, but Charlie Kirk is now, you look on TikTok and every TikTok says that Charlie Kirk is this saint, trying to compare him to Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
He was getting groomed to be president, and that's gone now. That's gone.
I know.
And there were things like, his house was in Donald Trump's name. I mean, there was a lot. We should probably stop talking. We go forever on this.
We could. That's why I got about it.
No fly list. But I mean, I don't care about Netflix if they hire me, but I do care that the children should not starve to death in the United States.
That is one thing that we can all agree on. That's one thing that we can definitely agree on.
So I have a very overlying theory that goes back to the Bush administration with the one world order that they were trying to build back then, and that I feel like the Republicans have been trying to add to. I feel like a lot of these things that are happening now, even though they're happening under Donald Trump, I think they just needed the right stupid guy to get in as a puppet so that the people underneath to pull all of the triggers, right? I find it very interesting that it recently became illegal to be homeless in the United States, right? But they did that at the same time that we have tremendous rising costs in inflation in housing. A lot of people are spending 50% of their income now just to stay in their apartment every month. And at the same time, we have the increase in food. So now it becomes illegal to be homeless. So what they're doing is they're taking up those people and they're putting them in jails or into the reopening mental institutions for homeless people. So what that speaks to me is the corporate jails. I feel like the whole point of cutting off EBT.
That's right. Stop right there for a minute. And who runs those jails? Who runs those?
The corporations. They make money for
corporate America. And for how much? $200,000 a year for each prisoner, a customer, client, patient, whatever you want to call it, some ridiculous amount of money. So it's just It's just evil.
So,
Evil
so
has descended upon the planet. This is some
Yeah.
Star Wars shit now.
Yeah.
they have cut off the EBT, they cut off the food, they cut off the Section 8, then they made it illegal to be homeless. So those people are going to start rioting then, which is going to cause looting in the stores, which is then going to cause the people that are doing, the average everyday citizens
Which
to
is
turn on
all
each
that
other.
Trump is waiting for, so that he can send in the army to blow everybody away and Rite Aid.
Exactly, just
for
like they said to
stealing
make
a
this
fucking
DC.
pencil. You know what Bob Dylan said? He said, all the criminals in their suits and ties are free to drink martinis and watch the sunrise, while Hurricane sits in a tiny cell, a great man in a living hell, whatever the words were. But the point is, everything's okay for the elite. Everything's okay at the top of the pyramid. It's just the bottom where there's a problem. But there's the thing with that the short-sightedness there is that they will die. They will get old. Birth, death, disease, and old age are there, and they will take everybody, whether today or tomorrow. I mean, the guy's this particular idiot is 80 something, and he's gonna do what when? He's almost gone, So then he starts thinking, well, I'll leave a statue of myself. Listen, when you're dead, you're dead. Nobody gives a fuck. I used to live near a cemetery in Lockport, New York, and sometimes I'd walk the dog in there. And I'd see people in Buffalo, they like the Buffalo Bills. Not me, but some people like the Buffalo Bills. You wouldn't believe how many gravestones of young people, everybody. There was a Buffalo Bills teddy bear. There was a little balloon. There was a Buffalo Bills flag. Motherfucker, this is what you're taking to eternity with you? The Buffalo Bills? This is the state, the level of your consciousness. This is the culmination of your life. This is how you've grown through from a child to an adult. That Buffalo Bills is the thing. It's the same with any kind of patriotism or ism or cult or anything like that. The real essence, the real answer always lies within the heart of each person. Everything is completely pure and perfect. It's only the external where things go wrong. The Maharishi once said, at the bottom of the ocean, there's no waves. Everything is quiescent. Everything is calm. Everything is one. But when you go to the top, when you go to the surface, if you want to go through life on the surface of things, all hell can break loose at any moment.
For some reason, you made me think of George Carlin, and he had to say it was something like
everything should make you think of George Carlin.
I love the man.
Yeah, George Carlin.
No, there are no bad words. It's the racist motherfucker who uses it.
Well, I was, recently I was watching some old Richard Pryor stuff, and it was wonderful, and you couldn't do any of that now. But you can starve children. You can knock down the White House. You can fire cruise missiles at people. There's all kinds of real bad shit you can do, but you can't say anything that appears to break the wall of polite society. Last night, it wasn't on Halloween. It was on Halloween. Trump threw a Great Gatsby party at Mar-a-Lago. So we got the Great Gatsby over here. He's a fucking old man. He's a Great Gatsby in his dreams. And he's throwing the big party, and everybody's there all dressed up. And just outside the door, down the street or down the block or in Anytime USA, people are starving to death, and the ICE is tackling trick-or-treaters.
Right.
So this is talk about a Marie Antoinette moment. Let them eat cake. I mean, talk about tone deaf.
Yeah.
Right. No, I agree with you. I unfortunately I don't see anything but civil war in our future.
I don't even know. I mean, nobody's going to put a unit. It's just, if that ever happens, it's just going to be sort of terrorism with people behind buildings and things. If it comes to that, all I can say is that I left America 25 years ago, and it was the best decision I ever made.
I wish I would have left with you.
Hey, you're all welcome. You're all welcome to come on over anytime.
Yeah, we already got an invitation from Jeff, dude. We'll end up on his production team. Man, so how separated are you from this being in Thailand? I mean, is things that you have to go out and searching in the news, or do people in Thailand know how fucked up it is over here?
I don't know about people in Thailand, but they have a thing called the internet. So every place is the same now. Every place is Main Street.
I feel like what we see on our news feed here in America isn't even everything that is seen globally. I feel like the global reporting is a lot more comprehensive and definitely a lot more damning to Trump than what we see on our news cycle.
Well, I was just in Houston, and Houston was like a perfect place. Everybody was a millionaire. I don't know if you've been there. There's no road signs. So I said, where's all the Make America Great? I didn't see one hat. I didn't see anything. A couple Hispanics said something in the airport. I went to Waffle House, and I tried to bring something up to the black lady that was serving me about Trump, and she didn't say a word. Not a word. And she didn't say because she's scared to say anything. She was told not to say anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Now, see, I have a huge mouth, and my platform is not big. I think I have maybe 1,000 followers on my TikTok. I don't have that many, but I do spend all of my time speaking out on those injustices. And like I said, that's what we were talking earlier backstage. I was telling you, I know I'm probably on a list, and I don't care. I really don't care. I'm not. I would be remiss. I wouldn't be a human being if I didn't speak out against this stuff. And if I didn't use...
Look, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And I'm here to try to become as spiritually sensitive as I can before I die. There's something called The Art of Dying. There's a George Harrison wrote a song called The Art of Dying. And I understand that it's important now at my time in life to settle and to be meditative and calm and compassionate. But when there's Nazis at the door, it's difficult to ignore.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
Right. What else is on your mind? I feel like we can have you on, like I said, we were gonna do more of an...
You can have me on. I'll come on anytime. I mean, I'm here. I had some personal... Well, of course, we all know that, or we don't all know, but many of us know that my very beloved son-in-law and the husband of Avalon and the father of their two children went missing under mysterious circumstances in the island of Panyang in the southern part of Thailand. I can't characterize it except that he is gone, and I believe it had a lot to it was to do with water. And he's gone, and the exact circumstances we'll never know, but it's been a terrible tragedy in our life. And I'll also tell you this. Avalon studied 8 years to be a psychologist. She had 3 months more to go for graduation. Happy as anything. Straight A student at Northwestern University. And Trump took away her loan. Wow. And her university was finished. Her dream of being a psychologist was finished, and she has and is going through a hard time because of that. Why not? Daniel was a phenomenal person. He was a wonderful person, and he disappeared. And we don't know. We have our suspicions. Some of it's personal. We're not going to say it publicly, but it's to do with water, and he's not alive anymore. As far as we have to assume he's not alive, certainly. And then we had her working 8 years, and then the rug pulled out from under her by Donald Trump and taking the loan away. Why would you do that? She was about to be a doctor, and she's upset over it, and that upset has manifested in our family in a really, really hurtful way. So Donald Trump's not just, he does his mischief everywhere. He seeps in everywhere. He gets in it under every door. He's just small enough that
he's like black mold. He just gets everywhere.
It's like that. It's like that. I'm in Thailand. I'm not affected. Oh, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You're in a loop. It's a global village. I suppose they could come and drag me off to some black. They have black sites in Thailand, actually. America has them. So, one never knows. I don't know. As I said, I don't think I have really talked about this at all. It's the first time and probably the last time. I don't want to, because I'm afraid. I have responsibility in this world. I got a 17-year-old boy. You know, I can't become some kind of activist. But then again, if you put a microphone in front of my face, what am I going to talk about? The fucking weather? You know? So it's difficult. But look, I would say generally this. The good news is this. The good news is this. That and there's a saying that there's a Sanskrit verse, Om Purnam Adaha Purnamidam. That means that anything that emanates from the universe, as the universe, I could say God, but I'm saying universe to be less, to be more simpatico with everyday people saying. So the universe is perfect. And whatever is born of that universe is also perfect. So we have a perfection inside of us, which is very easily accessible through many techniques of meditation, good works. It's not difficult. You can get glimpses of it in your life if you don't take up a spiritual practice, but if you do, it becomes like a fire hose of love and affirmation and compassion. So I live in that place more than I live in the other place that we were just at together. And I have to believe that it's going to be okay, and that this is a bad karmic time for everybody. And that's what we're in this world to do, is to measure up to what we've done in the past and what we're doing now and what we made and what we've done, what we do in the future. That's called karma. That's why we're here. That's what this whole movie set has been set up for us to enact all these things, and ultimately it's going to be all right. A whole bunch of people might die. They might blow up the world. Even if they do, it's going to be fine. You will be fine, because I don't think that we are this body. You know, I just don't think that. I have too much colloquial, unendorsed information by living 72 years to think that this machine is me. But yet there's something that is me that resides within this machine. Just like you drive a car for 20, 40 years, all of a sudden you forget that you're the driver and you think that you're the car. So we've identified with the material body. So we think that we are the material body. And that's when we get into trouble. The pull of the five senses, the genitals and everything is pulling us around, and from here to there, hither and thither. And we get involved with these temporary material politics that can never be solved. Hey, we solved it. What happened? Oh, didn't you hear? Well, everything's all together. No, that's never going to be said in this world. This is not the place for that. This is a place, it's like a school. It's a place we transverse, a place we go through, and a place that will bring us out the other end of our evolution, perfected and once again united with the universe. That's the way I do see it, and it's not a justification. It's the way I've seen it since I was 15. So fuck all this shit. I don't even care. At one level, I don't care. And another level, I care very much.
Right. I can see that level. So what's in store for you now, Geoffrey? You're working on a few different projects. You've got this project with the Avalon.
I made a plan 1 year plan the other day. When you're 72, that's about all you can do. It's about as far as you want to go. Which is to stay in this studio, physically, in this studio 1 year, and make as many audiobooks as I possibly can to bring my company to the next level. It's called Icon Audio Arts and Peach and Love Records. And we're doing well, but we're not doing well enough. So for the future of my son and my wife and my grandchildren, you notice I don't mention my children. They pissed me off quite a bit. But anyway, with one or two exceptions, I would like to try to leave as big a legacy as I can for them, like this house and this studio, and so that they can be at least physically okay. Maybe there might be Nazis running around everywhere, but look, this is no time to go to America. People talk about America. One time I was in an American embassy, and this guy was like one of the workers there was being real kind of shitty to me and something about America, and I said, well, you got this twisted, brother. Nobody wants to go there. You think I want to go to America? My girlfriend, we all sit there around the campfire say, Jesus, if we could only go to America. Fuck 'em, we don't want to go there. Thailand
Right.
is a peaceful, wonderful place. And if you can get past beautiful girls and the opportunity to screw anybody you want 24 hours a day, like a 7-Eleven or a McDonald's, if you can get beyond that, which took me some time to do, it's a great place. And I recommend everybody to come here to Thailand.
Oh yeah.
I've been to Thailand briefly, but I was in Thailand a little bit, and honestly, I mean, I would give anything to just I could throw a dart at a map, and I know it'd be much better than being here in America at this point in time. But Thailand is beautiful, and I think
The people are beautiful. The
Yeah.
people are so sweet. They're sweet
Yeah.
as sugar. They
Yeah.
call each other brother and sister, and they mean it.
Yeah, yeah. And they treat each other like brothers and sisters. They treat each other like family.
And they don't treat us like that. They try to take every goddamn penny they can get, but that's another story.
That's just tourism in general. They see an American and they're going for your cash.
No, but you see, what I did was I've lived with Miss Universes before, and now I live with a school teacher from the countryside, and she's not a supermodel, but she's a real sweet lady. The trick is, if you're going to come here, you play around if you want. I wouldn't recommend it, but okay, you probably will. But marry a good girl, and there's plenty of them. I married a school teacher. She's gone most of the time, so plus she leaves at 7 and she comes back at 7. So that's how much wife do you need at 72? Wife light, LITE, wife light. That'll do. She's here a few hours a night. Hi, honey, how are you? Let's do this. Let's do that. Okay, time to go to sleep. Time to go to work. Bye bye. That's all I need. I go to India. I go to India a lot, and I just kind of be quiet in India. For a guy that talks so much, my goal is to be quiet.
Right. I remember you talking about India before, how it was one of your favorite places to visit.
Well, it's not easy. It's not easy because India's become a largely secular place. When I used to start, I've been going there for 40 years, and people used to be quite sweet and spiritual and yogic and very good. And now that they run Google out of there, and there's a real secular, what they call secular Hindus, and they're a real trip. Those guys, they think they know everything, and they don't. But that's okay. It's not the people I go to see in India. It's Mother India herself in the rivers like the Ganges and the trees and the mountains. That's what I go to India for. I don't really hi or whatever. I don't really tarry and speak to people too much. I want to be my son accused me of being a recluse the other day. I said, yeah, that's right. End of my life, I want to pull all the energies together, and I want to end it as a very successful incarnation, and also leave the ability for those who are vulnerable, like my grandchildren who have no dad, and like my 17-year-old son and my country wife, that they'll physically be okay. So I always have a lot of work to do, and I'm always working. I feel very guilty if I even stop for a minute. So yeah.
Well, I'm excited that you got to stop for a minute and talk to us. It's been a while since we got to check in.
A minute? How long did we do?
Yeah. Well, this.
How long has it been?
Right now, we've been on for.
How long did we do today?
We're about an hour right now, just under an hour.
Yeah.
No, we're just at about an hour. I think we did a little pre-show for about 30 minutes maybe. So it's almost midnight, man. So yeah, we did good.
Well, listen, you call me back anytime. We can talk about anything you want. I'm full of beans. You can throw a subject at me and I can talk about it. Better not to talk about Trump because see these things. There's already a big light shining on all this, and it's really hard to get. Like when you rob a bank, you don't want a big searchlike on you. You don't want a big light on. There's already a big light on these guys. They're gonna fuck themselves and they're gonna fall down. Like Humpty Dumpty, and I'm not too worried about it. At the end of the day, I hope not too many innocent people get hurt along the way, but I'm positive it's going to be okay.
Right. Well, I will go with that, brother.
On that positive note,
Well, I will take that bit of positivity, and I will definitely take that with me. It's kind of hard to have that positive outlook in when times are like this, but you have to think these guys are going to just fall flat on their face at some point. Like all regimes topple, and like you said, I hate to sound too cliche, but uh, the only thing that's permanent in this life is impermanence. Like, so none of this stuff is going to
Life is
last.
a river. You got to learn to flow.
Yeah,
You can't
exactly.
stop and build a dam. You can't stop and build a townhouse. You just flow. You just
Just
go
flow.
with it.
Go with it. Yeah.
Be like Bruce Lee says.
In the Bible, my mother used to quote me, "This too shall pass. This
Yep.
too
Right.
shall pass." And George Harrison said, "All things must pass." So
Yep.
this is just some bad weather that's sort of hanging over us all now, and it will dissipate, and it will be all right.
And I like what Bruce Lee said. Bruce Lee said, "Be water. Just flow around, fill your space, move how you need to move."
Well, I don't know. Be water. We are water anyway. What is it, 80% or something? So yeah, the challenge of life is to be what we are. The other challenge is to be thrown into a lake and told not to get wet. Don't get affected by the vile blows and buffets of the world, as Shakespeare said. Don't be a victim. Don't be a drug addict. Don't fall into their fucking bullshit, their trap, whatever trap it is they want to get you in. You have to remain free. And that's the most dangerous thing that I've said all night. Who cares what I said about Trump? Human beings' responsibility is to remain free. And the mechanisms for that are absolutely mathematically built into the heart of every living entity. I know that's true. All right.
I love it.
See you later, yeah?
Yeah. Jeffrey, it's always a pleasure.
Always, man. I love it. Jeffrey, it was a pleasure meeting you.
And
Please.
you all stay well and keep those Nazis out from under the bed.
We will.
Bye-bye.
Take care, Jeffrey.
Take care, brother.
Take care. Wow.
Well, what did you think about that, huh?
Man, I mean, honestly, I from Jump Street, I was excited. In fact, you know what, dude? I didn't even give him. It was so abrupt to end. I'm just gonna play it. Like I have to. I have to play his outro real quick. Like, hold on. I have to play the outro I created. I hope he's still there. That was his little outro.
Nice. I love it. Yeah, Jeffrey was very, very interesting. Jeffrey was a good life lesson for me. He was I would say Jeffrey was one of the first people to help evolve Saber Rattle from its former state, in that he's not the first celebrity that I've had on here, but he was the first one that I actively went out and seeked, and we kind of built a relationship. And it's kind of weird to have a friend on the other side of the planet now who was in one of your movies that you loved.
Well, like I said, I mean, I think he is just the right amount of abrasive and honest, and his candor. Like I feel like I have a new friend now. So like that was great. That went better than I could have imagined. Like I almost wish we could have had him on 2 weeks ago and then brought him on again. Like,
we can have him on again, for future shows.
I really would like to get him on. Like I said, I would really like to get his thoughts. Like if we did a KCAD after dark, KCAD. Like I think that would be a really good forum to get him on and have him on. So like we gotta push for that, because like I think that would be awesome. I think we could all kind of be a little more free. And as much as we want, and I know this is going to sound horrible, but as much as we want to say, we have a lot of beautiful and wonderful friggin' viewers and whatnot, but we don't have that great of a following, so we probably won't get on the list if we talk some crap about some people. So, like our platform's not too big to where we're gonna be like at least not yet. So I feel like he would just be a great guest as one of those. Like he just seems like he's he's, got the right mix of kind of spirituality and as well as just, like I said, you could see his humanitarian side. I don't know. I was thoroughly impressed without trying to gas him too much. I was impressed. I was definitely impressed.
He's definitely very opinionated. I like that he is open to talk about his opinions and stuff. Like I was saying, a lot of times you hear the Hollywood, oh, this is the best person to work with, and I'd always work with him again. Jeffrey's going to tell you exactly how he feels about it.
And I like it, and that's what I'm saying. I like that honesty. I like that candor. I'm sorry. I like that's the kind of that you and I have never pulled punches with each other, and that's the and we don't. I mean, I don't pull punches with anybody that I meet, and I know that you may pull somebody aside, but you're pretty honest and forthcoming person yourself. So you don't pull too many punches either. I like that's
one of the fun things I like about this show that I feel makes us a little different than a lot of the other even when we do celebrity interviews is we don't stick a long time on what movies are you doing, what TV shows. We really try to delve into who that person is and who they are on a personal level outside of the entertaining that they're doing.
Of course. And it's good to touch upon that stuff, but I mean, I like getting to know the people and honestly, like, because I feel like a lot of this is building that connection. Like, since I've jumped on the scene, like everybody that we've had on, like, I feel like there's been in one form or another, we've kind of delved into things and I've created a connection with people, and so that to me is a beautiful thing. That's something that will supersede and will outlast everything. And I think that is, like you said, that's one of the kind of beauties of this show is that we don't just we don't got a list of freaking questions that we're asking and we stick to a script or anything like that. And certain things are taboo. Things are only taboo as the guests that we bring on allows it to be, like they can say whatever they want. And that's, to me, I'm hands off. That's all good to me. I'm with it.
For the people that have followed this show for the last few years, we were kind of, I wouldn't say in a more of a golden age about a year or two ago when we had get messages from Geoffrey about sending links for this show already. We were kind of in our heyday when we had 6 or 7 shows running. We literally had a show running every single day of the week.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, that's not just me. I was blessed with having multiple producers doing multiple things. But interestingly, every producer we have ever picked up for this show has come from an interview that we did previously. So I would interview them on the show. We built a relationship, and then I'd be like, hey, you should come and do this other project. And they did. If we were to bring on Geoffrey onto KCAD V2, what's interesting is John Michael, who was the other Squid Game actor, was in KCAD version 1. So, it's kind of interesting that we're getting these, celebrities that were both in Squid Game.
A little full circle there, a little cyclical thing going on. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
I don't think Geoffrey's a lot more opinionated and a lot more upfront about his things than Michael's. A lot more, candid and like, he's a lot not as abrupt. I'll say that.
And again, you know what? Like I said, I want people to feel like when they come on the show, they can be themselves. Whether it's if you feel like you are a little more reserved and don't want to share certain things or whatnot, I'm not going to pressure you. That's another thing that we don't do is I'm not going to pressure you into answering anything or right. we're not going to press you on certain things, and we're not going to stifle you on certain things. Yeah, we usually try to keep it PG or at least PG-13. Tonight was a little rated R, but hey, that's the thing. It's like I don't ever want to. I want people to feel comfortable with us. That's kind of my ultimate goal. I don't know. I guess in my opinion, like the comfortability that you and I have, I want our guests and people that we come into contact with to feel that same way. Like,
right.
That's kind of my vision or goal or whatever. So yeah, I'm happy with tonight's show. I'm happy with every show I've been on so far. So hey,
And just to let people back know, our good friend Joe Bar has been backstage the entire time.
Yes.
He is we were trying to rope him in and then have him be work on the show with us. Let me throw him on. Okay, what's up, Joe Bar?
What's
You
up?
may
What's
remember-
up?
Speaking of which, didn't I just say every single person that has worked for the channel except for Lynn? Actually, you would be the exception of the rule. Everyone has come on as a guest first, and then later on entered as staff. So we're trying to get Joe Mar on this channel so he can hang out with us and be part of our crew.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah. And I'm looking forward to having more conversations about, movies and everything else, what I mean? And again, yeah, we need to spread a lot more laughter and love nowadays, considering the certain situation that we are in right now. But
Yes,
I'm not gonna get political or anything like that. But other than that, I think we just got to continue on shooting that positivity and more information the righteous way. You know what I mean? So.
right.
But yeah,
Well,
I mean, but we all have. Go ahead.
No, hopefully Joe Mar will be coming on as staff. He is one of the people in the local area that we love and appreciate. I had him come out and work with me a few shows ago, and he's just been fantastic. So I'm gonna throw you backstage. I just wanted to give you some quick love there, homie.
Right on, and thank you guys, man.
Of course, thank you, man. Thank you for being backstage, bro.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah, most definitely. We could. For sure.
And well, like I said, I'm hoping to bring you in as editor, and then maybe those nights when I have shows, you can co-host the show.
Oh man, yeah. We'll most definitely work on that one too. And,
Yeah,
and by the way, yeah, I was at MouseCon earlier. So for those who was at MouseCon earlier today, it was great seeing everybody there. And hopefully we get to the chance to bring some more guests in. I'm gonna try to.
Did you bring John and Dr. Pepper?
Oh, I didn't, but it's funny because when I did see John, we hugged each other like that love was like, oh, Andy's here, and then I dropped, I fell. And a new addition that I had a chance to meet was Miss Kat. She was actually there, and hopefully we can actually get her on as well. On something, have a great conversation with her. Very lovely people. And
I want to say her last name was Crisada or something like that. For
yeah.
I know she played Electra. Was it Electra?
Yeah, she voiced Jessie, and she also voiced Electra in the video game, the Marvel. I guess it was Marvel 3, amongst other things. So she's and just come to find out, I just recently found out that she overcame cancer. So it's that'd be an interesting conversation to have with her because again, for the things that she's doing and man, these guys, these voice actors are amazing, man. They're just as famous as these actors, but like oh, you're that guy? Oh yeah, I am. But you sounded taller, bro. Like Gary Anthony Williams, great guy, man, but when he does that little Boondocks Uncle Ruckus, yeah. Great guy.
Good shows coming up. I know I have a note in my phone right now. I'm supposed to contact Dana Snyder tomorrow. That is Master Shake from Teenage Hunger Force, and I've got to contact John
Hunger Force.
Aqua Teen. Yeah, I got to contact John about November 16th because he had to rebook. John Morris was Andy from Toy Story, and then hopefully, like I said, in January or February, we're supposed to have Slay Moon Fry. So that's the one that a lot of people are excited about.
Punky, yes, sir. Yep.
Dude, like,
okay, guys. Well,
all right, fellas.
Been a longer than usual show, but it has definitely been a fun one. Jeffrey, welcome to come back anytime and let out his rants.
Awesome. All right, fellas. Well, you guys have a good night.
All righty, you too, man. Thank you for coming on, bro.
Of course, brother. Till next time, man.
Right? Yeah, next
all right,
time,
brother. All right, man. Right.
I want to remind everybody to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. You wouldn't believe how much that really does help. And put a thumbs down on this, please. Every like helps us get into algorithm more. The more likes a show has, the more that show is spread. So if you could help us spread this, we're still giving away prizes, guys. We just need to get to that 3,000 mark. And we will be giving away that NeoPixel lightsaber. currently right now, where we are with our subscribers is at 2,000. So we picked up like two subscribers, 2,938. So we got to get to 3,000 subscribers.
There, guys, we're almost there. We're close. I can smell it, man. I can smell it. So, hey, let's get us to 3,000, man. I've been telling people about the show, and people, they can't always join the live, but they definitely check
watch it later.
They always watch it later. So, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, guys. But we thank everybody that has subscribed, and all of our viewers, everybody that comes and joins us live on Saber Rattle. We thank you so much, and we appreciate you guys so much. We
especially all of you. I see. I didn't mention Ezra was there earlier, but Raph, our regulars, say Wong.
Yeah, dude, love you guys, man. Like, seriously, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Sunday night. So, and next Sunday night we do have our guest already rounding up. Her name is Eris Schroeder. It's someone that's very interesting one. I had to get special permission to do this one.
Oh, you didn't need to get special permission, but I appreciate you getting special permission. But you didn't have to. But I appreciate you. You know what? We'll dive. We're gonna leave you on a cliffhanger. We'll dive into that maybe like next.
She runs an entertainment magazine and has for several years.
Yes.
She's talked to it. If you're into the hip hop scene, she's talked to a lot of big names and done interviews with people you would like to hear about. So make sure to tune in every week. But next Sunday, if you want to learn a little bit more about hip hop culture, from someone who does not look like someone you would learn like hip hop culture from.
No. So hey, I've got a special outro tonight that I wanted to do last night, or the last Sunday. I didn't get a chance to. I had to break it up into two parts in order for it to get to be able to put it into StreamYard. So I just wanted to go out with a bang. It's kind of long, but I figured we ran long anyway. So I figured this will be a good way to go out. I'm gonna play it's like I said, it's in two parts, but I'm gonna hopefully time it in back to back. I edited it, so yeah, dude. Hey, I had a good time tonight, man.
Me too. And thanks, Wong. We love you, man.
We love you,
all
bro.
All right, guys. Thanks, Raph. All right, let's see that intro, and we will see you guys next Sunday. Have a good week, y'all.
Have a good week, guys. Peace.
Numbers?
This one,
Yes.
What'd you think?
Damn.
Have you
Damn,
seen
man,
that?
I've seen part of that. I know that's huge and viral right now.
Yes, yeah. I had to snag it, and like I said, I really was trying to get it on last week's show, but like I said, it was too big of a file to fit, so I had to split it into two parts. I didn't think to do it until my better half said, "Why don't you split it up?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess I'll try."
Hold on to that. We got to try. I want to see if we can research where that came from.
Yes.
Let's see if we can get them on the channel. That'd be super cool to interview them.
I will do my research, and I'll let you put out the feelers. How about that? I'll do the research on it this week.
Yeah, let me know who those people were, and I'll talk to them.
Okay, I'll find out. I'll definitely find out. All right.
No.
Hey, love you, brother. Let's go out with a bang. I made a special outro for. I finally made an outro for the show. So here we go. It's small, it's short, but here we go.
See you next week,
guys.
100%, by the way.
Yeah, there we go. And there we go.